Hey everybody, welcome to Planter Indoor Garden Market Grow Night. I'm Clift, the indoor food grower, chief community grower at indoorgardenmarket.com in Planter. We help you to grow food year-round indoors. If you've got about the same size space as a coffee table, about 4 square feet, you can grow vertically like a system like this, or you can even grow a little box system like I've got right here, which we'll talk about in a second. That's going to get you up to 75 pounds of greens, herbs, and fruit production per year. So it's a ton of production. It allows you to grow year-round. You can start in January, start in July. It doesn't really matter. Tons of production is available to you. And you don't need an outdoor space. You don't need really almost anything to get going. A couple of systems maybe. If you just want some LED grow lights, we can help you out with that. Lots of ways to do that. So we're resetting. Last week, we cleaned out our systems. We basically got everything going. And now we're going to demonstrate planting into a hydroponic box in a vertical tower. Now, the tower behind me has already been planted. This is the grow mesh, and we've got a mufka, which I have already planted as well. So you'll be able to get a sense of how that works. Really exciting. If you want free training about how to do this for yourself, we've got a free training code right there, or head over to indoorgardenmarket.com, sign up. It is year-round. Every month, we do live events. We do free training events. We really help you to do this whole cycle and grow food for yourself and your family, your neighbors, whatever you want to do. It's all indoor, so it's really easy to do. So let's get things kicked off here, and let's talk a little bit about what to grow indoors this cycle. So if you may have noticed here, this is actually a system. This holds 16 plants at a time. It has a mixture of basil, arugula, a little bit of Swiss chard inside of it. Super easy to do. We can also do growing in smaller boxes like the one that I just showed you briefly. You can grow greens, you can grow herbs, you can grow cherry tomatoes, dwarf size, basil, dwarf peppers, strawberries. Pretty much universe of options out there, hundreds and thousands of varieties of these things to grow in your space. Don't need a lot of space to do that. But if you're looking for inspiration, we do have a couple of resources that we can help you out. We've got an easy setup guide. Let me bring that up and I'll talk a little bit about it. So here's the QR code for the easy setup guide. This is a simple document. It's got step 1, step 2, step 3, different materials you'll need to get going. You can start with soil. You can start with hydroponics. You can do a mixture of both. And it's going to be able to walk you through the basics of that process. So no visuals there, but really easy to use. In addition, we also have something that's kind of cool. If you're familiar with AI systems like ChatGPT, we have our own version. It's called the Green Thumb Guide. It is powered by ChatGPT. Go ahead and give that a scan. It's an AI indoor food growing guide and helper. If you tell the size of your space, how much time you want to spend in your garden, production levels, it's going to be able to break out all of the complexity for you. Give you some ideas of what to grow, how long it's going to be before you're actually able to harvest for these things. It's pretty easy to do, and it's amazing. It's free to use. You can use it with the free ChatGPT account. All you have to do is just scan that QR code right there. So tons of different resources. And if you're just starting off, you're not really sure what exactly to grow, we can recommend a nice seedling bundle for culinary herbs that's actually on seeds now. It's a mix, and it will work well in one of these large tower gardens right here. It's going to work in a box system like you'll see for these other systems right here. Lots of different ways of doing it. You could grow them in soil. The bottom line here is because you're growing indoors, you really have no limitations. So go ahead and grab that QR code right there, order a bundle. It's got a lot of different seeds and many things you can try year-round indoors. Watch Netflix while you're growing. Really easy to do. So I hope you take advantage of that. Moving right along here, we're going to talk about setting up a countertop hydroponics box. So I've got one here. The basic starter package is essentially you've got these little plugs. You can kind of see them right here. These are Rockwell plugs essentially. It's just a medium to hold the nutrients into nutrients and the roots in your plugs. Very easy to use. You plant seeds into the side inside of it, and then once they've grown out 30 or 40 days, you can actually transplant into whatever you want. Take them and put them into a soil system, put them into a hydroponic system, vertical system like this, or box system, which we'll see in a second. Lots of different ways to do that. So I transplanted these today. They're a little bit droopy because they've just been transplanted, but they'll perk up by tomorrow, and we'll take a look at them next week for our live stream. When you start it, so the cool thing about it is once you have your seedlings pre-grown, like this package right here, you can just break them apart and then you can drop them into these little baskets, as you can see. So I just pushed that seedling straight down into the basket. System is going to run and put all of the nutrients on it, and these plants are going to perk right up and they're going to be growing really well in a week. You should generally be harvesting in about a week or a week and a half after you've transplanted these systems. Got a couple of different kale, I believe these are kale growing here. 2 basil plants. Basil plants get pretty large, so if I want to, as it's growing, I can actually pull this out, maybe put it in a bigger system like the one behind you. When you're first starting off, good idea to keep this light really low and close to the box. So super easy to get started with those. That's pretty much the whole process. If you want to start from seed, you can just grab one of these plugs and just pop a seed into the hole in the plug and just wait 20, 30 days. It saves quite a bit of time, actually, and it's really easy to do. So that's how we generally set up a countertop hydroponic box. You can hear it. This one is actually running right now. So I topped off the nutrients before I put my plants in there, and it just runs periodically. The lights stay on for approximately 14 to 16 hours. But it is by far the easiest way of doing this kind of growing. So vertical hydroponics towers, you'll see, this is kind of an interesting graphic one. There's lots of different systems out there. They are going to have different levels of production. If you have a system that has at least 16 plants at a time in it, you will be able to harvest several small side salads per week in that system. This one right here, I can harvest from this a little bit every day pretty much, and I get great results. So when you are planting out the vertical hydroponic towers, something similar, it might have one of the baskets that you saw in this system right here. Those little white baskets, they might be in your hydroponics tower, like the one you've seen pictured there. In this case, I've got one of the grow mesh up. This grow mesh system is a little bit different. It's got a pocket right here. So I can take one of my plugs. Let's see, do I have a plug handy here? Kind of not really. I can take the plug and with the seedling and I can push it down into the pocket. And then I basically just hang my system up right here on the this system, this stand with the lights on both sides. So it's really easy to get started. That's all you have to do, especially if you have pre-grown seedlings. If you don't, you can pop the seeds into the plug and then push it down into those pockets that you see here. Keep in mind, if you don't have seedlings, then you need to make sure that you don't push the plug too deep into the pocket. It won't have access to light, which means that the seedling is going to pop up, won't have any access to light or energy. It's going to fall down. It's going to die. So you want to just be really careful to make sure that you are providing enough light to it. So I certainly recommend growing the seedlings on the side and then transplanting over to your system if possible, if you can do that. The DIY version of the grow mesh is kind of nice. I like this little stand you can see here. It comes with the stand itself is separate, and I just add lights like these here. These are good, strong lights. I'm going to put up a quick guide to get those materials, and you can always come back anytime and get support when you're doing that. So here's our quick grow mesh vertical system guide. It's got three parts. The grow mesh system in the center comes from grow mesh. This stand is a portable closet stand. And then the lights, you can substitute lots of different versions. We have lights that we recommend, happy leaf lights, for example, but there's a lot of different ones out there. So certainly take your time. If you need any help, feel free to reach out to our website, indoorgardenmarket.com, and we'd be happy to help you out there. So that's how you're going to plant out a vertical hydroponic system. And when you are doing your light placement, so make sure that when the plants are really, really young or, just starting off, keep the light close as you can. So actually I could back this light down a little bit, get it even closer. This makes sure that you've got plenty of energy coming into these plants so that they're going to be able to grow. You don't want to have the lights too far away. They won't get good results in that case. So just keep in mind that is how you need to do it. So happy leaf lights, those are the ones we generally recommend because they're very energy efficient, 30 watts, and they're going to grow great greens, herbs, fruiting plants, pretty much anything you want. They're going to do a great job. So certainly scan the QR code, check those out. Okay, so if you've already gotten your system set up, you poured the nutrients into it, you've got your seedlings going, here's just a couple of things to watch out for as part of your first 10 days care plan. You want to make sure that the nutrient water is topped off. So it could be, depending on the system, you might need to add water, or it could be a pre-mixed water like it is for the grow mesh systems, for example. You need to top off those nutrients. Humidity can vary. Greens and herbs generally don't have too much trouble, but if you're growing cucumbers, tomatoes, something like that, if it's a high humidity environment, they may have trouble. You might see something like a fungus or mold pops up and can cause trouble for your plants. As long as you see it early, you can usually do some remediation with, say, a hydrogen peroxide water mixture, so like 7% or so, and or lots of other things out there. So be sure to check up over time as you're growing. Make sure you're constantly checking on your plants so that you're able to get the best possible results for them. So we do have an overview of the 10 days. So we've got our first 10 days indoor garden care plan. You can scan that. It's going to take you to a document and it will have some check boxes that you can go through. So you can just check in. So if you planted this weekend, check in next weekend or the beginning of the following week and go through that checklist and make sure that you've kind of checked on everything and you're going to be able to get some good results there. It's a slow and steady burn when you're growing indoors. There's always little interesting things that you'd want to do. So now we are at the time of the indoor food growing grow night where we're going to feature one of our indoor food growers. So this is actually a fellow DMV resident, someone who lives in Maryland, I guess, based on her profile. She goes by June in Bloom Garden on Instagram. She's a master gardener from the University of Maryland, which is super cool. So definitely grows outdoors, but experimenting with indoors. So if you can see on the other side of her shoulder there, she's got some lights over a couple of cloth bags. Great way to start growing if you have some space indoors, and it should get you good results depending on the size of the lights. Hard to see based on the lights there. I don't know exactly how powerful they are. They may be a bit underpowered, but I would have to look at the wattage. So generally speaking, lights that do well for, say, fruiting plants, which could be in there, tomatoes, cucumbers. She does talk about those seedlings in her video. Those lights generally want to have at least 100 watts to get good results. If you don't, the plants might grow. You might have green growth, but you won't have any fruits. That's typical to what happens. So definitely give her a follow, June in Bloom Garden on Instagram. She also talks about outdoor growing as well. It's not a focus of what we do here because we have so much room to grow indoors, but she should be a great person to follow, tips and tricks, things of that nature. So I can't wait to see what you're going to grow, June in Bloom Garden. Please share more about your indoor food growing so that we can follow along with you. So thanks so much for joining us. You've got your box system set up. You've got your indoor growing system set up, like a vertical, like system like this one over my shoulder here. If you happen to be in our local area, the DMV in Loudoun or Fairfax County, we do have a November seedling bundles available for you. So if you are able to, if you want to start an indoor garden, you don't want to wait 30 days for plants to grow. We've got a really cool seedling bundle that's available for you. It's going to be a couple of different blends, harvest packs. You can put it into a vertical system like this and be harvesting within a week. You can put it in one of these little box systems and be harvesting that within a week. It really saves you a tremendous amount of time. And you don't have to really worry about trying new things. We've already got it pre-planned for you. So definitely give that a scan. Come to our next live event at Crooked Run Brewing. It's always the first Sunday of every month. So the first Sunday of December, we will be there as well. Great time. And keep in mind, you can always grow with us indoors year-round at indoorgardenmarket.com, where we've got our free training. So lots of different resources to get you started and lots of different things you can do. So thanks so much for joining us this week. Pretty quick, we planted out our systems, we've filled them, we turned them on, we've got our lights running like you see there behind me. Next week, we're going to jump down into mid-cycle troubleshooting. So we're going to focus basically on, what are some of the things you might encounter? Yellow leaves, curling, slow growth, algae, root issues. And you can send your questions and photos in advance. You can send them to info@planter.com, plant3r.com, or you can use hashtag #myindoorfoodgarden on any social channels, and we should pick those up and we'll be able to actually address those. So we're going to cover some of those basic problems that you might see, and we'll do some troubleshooting for you. So definitely would love to have you in our free training program. And if you start to do this process and you feel like I just don't have enough knowledge, I would really love to have somebody to help me live doing these kinds of things. We do have an indoor food growing digital course package that includes 4 digital courses, 2 hours of one-on-one video training, as well as a lot of other helpful tips. So you can scan this code, sign up with us. You're going to get all of the digital courses. You can watch them anytime, our online community, and you will get one-on-one help, training, setup, whatever it is that you need to get yourself going and make yourself successful. Keeping in mind that we can grow more than 75 pounds of greens, herbs, and fruiting plants indoors year-round using LED grow lights. It's an amazing capability that's only really been around for a couple of years. If you haven't seen it before, no problem. You probably didn't notice because there wasn't any announcement. The lights got cheaper, the hydroponic systems got cheaper, everything got so much cheaper, and the grocery store prices went up. So now you can really replace grocery store in a lot of different ways. And depending on how much you work at it, you can certainly replace herbs and greens very easily. And if you're willing to be diligent, you can replace tomatoes, cucumbers, a lot of that stuff too. It takes an investment. It's an investment of time, but it's all indoors. You can do it right now. If you start planting at this time, you're going to be harvesting for Christmas. You can have fresh basil. You can have whole fresh salads that you can bring for your family. There's no sprays on it. It's not traveling long distances. It doesn't have any mystery ingredients in the nutrients. There's just a lot of ways that you can do this kind of growing now. It was never possible before. So thanks so much for joining us. If you're just coming in towards the end here, my name is Cliff Hart. I'm actually the Chief Community Grower at indoorgardenmarket.com. I provide live courses and PDFs, guides, and lots of different things to help people in my local area, which is in the Loudoun County, Fairfax County, Virginia area, the DMV. If you're interested in doing these sorts of things, you can learn through our free training. And we also have a community grower program where you could start doing these kinds of events in your own community. We help you through the whole process, set up, how to market yourself, how to make money, lots of different things you can do. So really hope you join us, and we can't wait to see what you're going to grow.